We're gonna have some fun today, so hope everybody's having a good Mother's Day, spend time with your family. And actually, to be honest with you, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna do these probably 3 to 5 times a week. And I want to give people a chance to, jump in the call, have a conversation, and help answer questions and whatnot. And actually, the next one I think you guys are really gonna like. I'm gonna have a guy on who is a 2007 birth year on Tuesday, again 2 p.m. And he plays in Europe right now, so he plays for a professional academy in Europe. And we're setting it up for a Tuesday 2 p.m. Call. So it'll be live and we'll have a conversation just like this. So anyways, without further ado, last thing I want to say happy Mother's Day again. Hope everybody's having a great day and hope you guys are having fun. So without further ado, to get started, the two main things I wanted to talk about today with this live is tryouts and college recruiting. So there's some people that are asking me questions and whatnot on the last live and DMs and whatnot. I was like, you know what, let me put this out there. Oh, last thing, if you want to watch these again, I'm saving all of them to my subscribe area. So that way, if you want to see all the content that I'm doing here, you just got to subscribe and you'll get access to every single live that I do, and it'll be saved there. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. So anyways, I want to discuss, like I said, tryouts. Okay, because everybody's either going through tryouts or about to go through tryouts, and it's a mess in terms of the system and how it works. So just wanted to talk about that and give you guys a chance to ask questions regarding tryouts. So, really, I mean, you guys know this. Sorry, I got to sneeze again. It's a mess, and it's a headache, and it's a problem, and it's all about, really, to be honest with you, organizations, aka cash cows, trying to take advantage of uneducated parents that don't know anything or very little about youth soccer or about soccer in general. So that's why you'll get a letter or some sort of message that says, hey, you've been accepted. You have 24 to 48 hours to accept. And they're doing that because they know they can pressure you guys to want to get on that team. And that's standard practice. I've heard multiple instances of this happening. And if you don't want to stay with that organization, then don't fall for the trap of, oh, my kid might lose his spot. One, your kid may lose a spot, okay, because you didn't accept it, sure, okay. But I will, and I've said this before, 90% of the cases, whatever team they invited you on, you can always go back later. One, they will take your money. And two, they, in 90% of the cases, will put you back on the same team. So you don't even have to do a lot because you could come back in 3 weeks and be like, hey, I want to bring my son back or child back or whatever. And they say, okay, great, it's going to be this team and here's the fee, as you already knew that. So, those are things you need to think about and be aware of with the 24 to 48 hours. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is, and I should say this too, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be a deadline. Like, you guys obviously need to have a deadline, the organizations need to have a deadline, but a week is realistic, right? So let's say I send an offer to one player or whatever, it should be a week. Give them a week so they can make a decision and be okay with it. Like, give them time to construe and evaluate things, take options and whatnot, but they can't be making great decisions if you're feeling pressured, obviously. And the cash cows know this. They'll hit you with that pretty quickly. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And then tryouts, right? So this is something that I'm really vouching for because, again, the thing for me is why are people not doing the right thing for the kids? So, again, pay to play, you can make money. Everybody can make money, not a problem. But there should be an educational process to parents, and it shouldn't just be a money grab. So this is my recommendation. When you go to a tryout, make sure you're watching tryouts. And when you watch tryouts, there should be training involved, not just like a warm-up and then they all go scrimmage. No, they should be running a training session so that way you as parents can look, evaluate, and decide if it's a good fit for you and your son or daughter or whatever the situation is. But if they're not running a practice during tryouts, I'm going to tell you my personal opinion. You may not agree with that, and that is okay. We can agree to disagree. That tells me they're not looking at the best interest of your child. Because if they're just doing scrimmages the whole time, I don't even care if it's MLS Next or ECNL. If they're just running scrimmages, that to me tells me they don't have the best interest of the child in. So like with our organization with High Soccer Prospects, we had 2 weeks of what we called the Prospects Experience, where you could come in and watch our training. Whether you liked it or not, it's not even important. But just you could see what we actually ran as a practice, and that way you could have an idea of what you're going to actually get if you were to come to us. And that way you can at least make a better educated decision on if the training and the environment and the staff are actually a good fit for your son versus what you have on your shoulder because it's a badge, right? And that's how they're going to catch you. They're going to catch you doing that all the time, and that's what they want. They want you to feel, they want you to be less educated so you can't make good decisions, and then you throw money at it. But you should educate yourself, and you should know that this is what a tryout needs to look like. Okay, make sure as well, like for example, who the staff are, how many times a week do they train, what is the cost, because a lot of people don't know what they actually get when they sign up, one. And two, make sure, like if you're asking questions, make sure you have some sort of track of communication. So if it's just verbal, like for example, if you came and talked to me, this is just an example, I could tell you one thing, but if there's no written dialogue about it, email, text message or something, then you can't go back and say, well, you guys offered me this and I'm getting this instead. You see what I'm saying? So you need to make sure that you are aware of what they're saying and what the commitment is and what they're going to offer you. And you want to have that in writing. So maybe if they send you the offer letter and say, hey, they send you an offer letter that says, hey, your son's been accepted to the 2014 black team, which is, I'm going to talk about in a second, the colors. And, if they send you that letter, send them an email back. Hey, I just want to confirm these details. The team is this. The coach is this. This is your first team, your second team, your third team, your fourth team, whatever team number it is. And what am I getting with that? And what is the cost? And at least that way you know, and it puts accountability on the organization, because otherwise if you don't have these conversations, they can rip you off completely. And they've been doing it for 30 years since I was a kid. Okay, so I'm just trying to help you guys understand what you're getting into before you actually sign on the dotted line, because most places, again, will lock you into a 10 to 12, whatever month contract to say, hey, you're with us from X to Z, and we're offering you X. But half the time you don't know what you're being offered. You sign a piece of paper, and what it could have been was you signed a document that said, hey, you're going to train twice a week. But you thought it was going to be 4 because coach told you 4, but you're only getting 2. I've seen stuff like that. And I don't want that happening to you. So I want you to avoid that mistake when that happens. So don't do that. Don't fall for that. Don't buy into it and just, run it. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And you get something out of that, because that for me is critically important, man. Like, I don't want to see you guys, a lot of times, you guys are sending me messages saying, hey, listen, I've lost a year because my son was on X, Y, and Z program and he didn't get better and it was this mess and blah, blah, blah. Ask the question. What's the worst thing they're going to tell you? No? Okay, well then at least the answer is no. But at least you can be informed and educated. And that's what I'm trying to help you guys with, as parents, educating yourself so you know what you're getting into. Otherwise, you're killing yourself. And you don't want that. You want to be educated. You don't want to be throwing your money away. Because the flip side of the conversation can be this. The amount of money some of you guys may spend on youth soccer could equate to paying for college straight through. So don't, educate yourself, be aware, know what you're getting, and do that. So the last thing too, because people have asked me this multiple times. Okay, well, what club should I go to? Hey, Kyle, what do you recommend for a club in California? Or Kyle, what do you recommend in Virginia? What do you recommend here? What do you recommend there? And this is what I always tell people. I don't like to recommend organizations. One, because I cannot promise you that they are all going to do the right thing. The catch is you need to find a coach, somebody that you believe does the right thing. You believe that they do the right thing. If they're doing the right thing, based on your perception of it or the conversations you have with them and whatnot, that's what you need to look for. It's not about the club, because I don't know many organizations that from top to bottom have a curriculum that everybody follows. This is not Europe. This is not South America. So the clubs, there are clubs that I know that have curriculums, but they're not implemented at all. And if they are implemented and the teams are booting the ball down the field, then that's a whole problem in itself. So yeah, please be very careful with that, because you need to know what you're getting into with those types of things. So again, that piece right there, look for a coach, not a club. Can the coach be a part of the club? Yeah, all day. But don't get caught up on, well, I need to go to this club. Well, it depends. If you're looking for the long-term game and you want your kid to go somewhere, then you need to look for a coach. The coach is the one that's going to help your child be on the right path versus the club, at least, I should say, especially in the younger years, from like U13 and below. Really, really important you find a coach, not a club, okay? And Athletics here just made a good comment. A lot of these programs sell the idea that their program is the only way to be seen to achieve this goal. Agreed. Yeah, they will. They will for sure do that. Hey, one thing I do want to say, I did not remember to say this until right now. You want to stay until the end of the live because I will be giving away, and I will tell you how you can win some stuff at the end. So make sure you're watching, make sure you're paying attention, and if you stay all the way through, I'll tell you how you can win something, and you'll find out later, okay? So just keep that in the back of your mind because to his point, yeah, they will sell you a dream or an idea that you need to play for them because they have the badge that says MLS Next or ECNL. Well, again, I told you guys yesterday and the day before that, for example, UCF, his entire starting 11 is international. So what does that mean? They're not recruiting guys from here in MLS Next or ECNL. They're recruiting international players. But, I digress with that. Last thing in regards to tryouts, and this is really about clubs in general, okay? I put out a video yesterday regarding the colors and the names of clubs and they use for their teams. So as an example, you could play for an organization, especially a cash cow, and they're going to have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've even seen 11 teams in one age group before. It's crazy, but this is what happens. And they list them out by colors as an example. So the top team is black. The second team is blue. The third team is green. The fourth team is orange. The fifth team is gray. Okay, as an idea, right? And I've seen this a lot. And almost every organization does it either by colors or a name. Sometimes you'll see names that say Rooney, Tevez, Ronaldo, Messi. Well, yeah, that's a name, but here's why they do that. Again, they know that you are uneducated about what they actually mean and what team your child's actually on, and they know that they can hide that a good bit by telling you, hey, he's on the blue team. Okay, nope, your son's on the black team. Okay, no, your son's on the gray team, and your son's on the orange team. You're just, oh, cool, my son's on this color team. Nice, I like that. I appreciate that. Right? Versus if they said, and it's really to protect your ego because a lot of people don't want to know that their kid, and I get it, it's hard, is on the second team or the third team. Like imagine, I told you there's an organization I know that had 11 U11 teams. Could you imagine being the parent of really any team underneath the third team? And let's imagine you're on the 11th team. Would you want to know that your child is on the 11th? On the 11th team, would you want to know that? I don't think so. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, let me know down below if you would want to know that your child was on the 11th team or you'd rather have that hidden. I would love to know that. So, they're very, very good at doing that. They're hiding that. And to be honest with you, I got to tell you the truth, parents, because some of you guys, it affects you. And I got to be honest with you. That's what I try to do with this is to tell the truth and be honest. It's your fault. Completely your fault. And that's because you are uneducated in the actual process of what it looks like. So teams or clubs having multiple teams and they use colors. Because they could just say, for example, U9A, U9B, U9C, U9D. And this is something that we're going to start doing with our organization because, again, we'd rather be honest with parents and say, listen, A, B, C, we might do 1, 2, 3, 4. We haven't decided yet. It's either going to be A or numeral. But, that for us is critical because it's just to be honest. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what team you're on. It matters about the individual development. And I talked about this yesterday. Everybody's so hot about team this, team that, but it's about the individual at the end of the day. So hopefully that ties in that whole thing about tryouts and how the clubs operate and how they work that. And again, if you miss anything, or let's say you're joining late and whatnot, and you want to watch it again, it's in my subscribed area. I'm putting every single live that I do in my subscribed area. And the guys that watch this, you get the benefit up front. If you want to watch it again, or if you you missed it, and you want to send it to somebody else, it's in my subscribed area because it's a lot of content that I'm giving out, and I'm trying to help, man, okay? So that's with that. So now, people were talking to me about college recruiting and how it works, what to do, and a lot of people don't understand. So I want to drop a couple of these things here for you guys because then it kind of ties back to tryouts. And everybody's so hot about, playing for a badge, and they think that the badge is key to actually getting somewhere, right? And can the badge bring you exposure? Yes, it can. Here's the catch, right? And this is what they don't tell you. So I'm telling you, because one, I've been through it, and I'm going to give you a personal experience. And two, I don't want to see you guys go through it. Okay? I'm trying to help you understand before you make the same mistakes that I did. I did this. My family did this. I went through this. It's painful. Okay, so now you have a league called MLS Next as an example in ECNL. These are the leagues that everybody wants to play in because you want to go to college. Fine. Okay, here's the catch. I played in the DA before it was called MLS Next. So that was the big league and the only league at the time that was supposed to be the scouting league where they would have pro scouts and U.S. national team scouts and all these things coming through to get looked at in college coaches. Okay, and here's where it got interesting. So I played in the DA and I went to 2 events. One was in Arizona. Actually, I think I went to Arizona twice. And we had a DA showcase. And we did have 300 college coaches plus watching. And I'm talking about just Division I. Okay? So just Division I college coaches watching. And great. And no, please don't. 300 college coaches, Division I watching. There's other ones, D2s, D3s, whatever, watching the games and whatnot. This was a DA showcase. And here's the catch. Are they at the event? Yes, they are at the event. That is true. They're there. That does not mean, however, they are watching your child just because you're on an MLS Next team or on a DA team or whatever. Here's why. Okay, and I have a bunch of friends that coach college. Okay, and one guy that I'm very good friends with, and he's let me in on like all the insider secrets. He was a Division I coach for 15 years. Okay, when they go to events, they do it for 2 reasons. They're going, 1, because they have a track record of finding new talent that other people, it's like undiscovered. There's people they haven't seen yet, and not a lot of people know about them yet or whatever. 2 would be they're going there because there's somebody they already are scouting. Let me say that again. They are there because there's already somebody they're scouting. So let's say we take a program like Duke University. Okay, that's a top D1 program. They're going to the MLS Next showcase right now because they are going there to look for one person that they are recruiting already, or 2 people or 3 people or whatever the number is. They are going to that event because they know this one kid's on their radar and they're going to watch him. So the Duke University coach might be at your game. That don't mean he watching you. In fact, 98% of the time, he ain't watching you. Okay? So they're there watching people they've already been in contact with. And here's the problem. I did this. I went through this. The college coaches are there watching games. That doesn't mean they're watching you. They're there watching somebody already. There may be a fluke of somebody going there and just looking at talent to see something across the board. But you got to remember, if there's 300 college coaches here watching, do you think that they don't only have targets, 1, but 2, let's imagine that you're a college coach and they have 3 more guys sitting next to you watching the same game. He's probably like, well, they've already got him. They're already looking at him. They're looking at him. They're looking at him. So the talent that they're probably already trying to get, they think is already gone. Now, there is some competition. Obviously, you can have multiple offers. Everybody knows that. But again, you need to be educated to know this type of stuff. You guys don't know this. And it's critical because you think you need to play in ECNL and MLS Next to play. Well, 1, I'm going to tell you the truth. I guess I did already. 2, I guess is the second part of the truth. If you don't play for an MLS Academy, which is directly connected to the pro team, okay? If it's directly connected to the pro team, my opinion, again, you may not like my opinion, but I'm telling it, is it's a waste of your time because you're essentially just a filler for the academy teams. To be honest, I mean, that's what it is. If you play MLS Next, you're at U15, U17, U18, whatever age groups, and you're not on the MLS Academy team, which is directly connected to the pro team, like Orlando City Academy, and then they have the Orlando City B, and then they have the Orlando City First team, that's connected. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I think that's a good value if you can make an Orlando City Academy as the example and play there. If you want to play MLS Next, there may be some benefit to you because you may be able to get a little bit more recognition. Maybe, and that's a very generous maybe, because I know plenty of guys that have played MLS Next and have gone nowhere because they didn't play for an academy and they're playing the second tier, the third tier, the fourth tier, the fifth tier of MLS Next. And there's guys that play ECNL and they're not going top D1. They may go D1, but that doesn't mean top D1. Top D1 is like 15, 20 schools in the country. Okay, just to make sure that's very clear, because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about that. Very, very, very important. Okay, so next point, and then I will answer your question. Somebody just asked me a question. Jules, give me 1 second. I'll get to your question. There's one part I didn't want to admit. Okay, so this is where it becomes tricky, right? So talking about, use the word again, cash cows. I love this word, okay? They lie to you about recruiting. They tell you because if you're in the league, you have a better chance of getting recruited. Well, no shit, because you're in a league that has 300 college coaches coming to one tournament. But if you're on the second tier, the third tier, the fourth tier, they're probably not watching you. You know what games they're watching, right? Like they have the MLS Next Fest, as an example. Like there's one going on in Maryland right now. Don't you think that the best college coaches are going to the top games, not the third tier or the fourth tier or the fifth tier? You understand what I'm saying, right? Cool, I hope so. If you don't, we'll talk about it. And then the other thing is too, like people don't get this part. College recruiting starts the second you walk into high school. Don't do what I did. I started the end of my junior year because I thought, just like probably all of you did, that colleges are going to come after you. And some do, but not the schools that you actually want to go to, the ones that you were thinking about going to. For example, the Dukes, the Kentuckys. Those schools are going after the 1% of players, which are in MLS academies or overseas. Again, using the UCF example, the starting goalkeeper for UCF, which is down the street from me, 40 minutes, is from Getafe B. So one of the top 5 to 10 clubs in Spain is from the B team. How on earth is any American kid going to compare with that? And tell me, I would love your opinion, because I don't know how you would do that. Okay, so let me leave it at that. So then let me answer Jules' question. I understand the myths and truths about college scouts, but if it's not MLS Next or ECNL, what route should young players take? So Jules, here's the catch, okay? If you want to be a college player, as an example, the recruiting process has to come from you, not the other way around. Because colleges are going to look at 10,000 kids every single year, some more, some a little bit less, and they're going to pick 3 or 4. That's it. And they're going to pick most of them based on positional needs. And again, this is all information that I'm getting from guys that are at the top level, at Division I. So they're going to look at 10,000 plus players a year, and they're going to pick 3 or 4. So the key for you is, actually, let me tell you this too before I tell you that part. A buddy of mine coaches at the NAIA level, which is technically below NCAA, okay, on the technicality chart. Do you know how many emails he gets a day at that level? Comment down below how many emails you think his or his staff get on a day, on a single day. Type down how many emails you think. I want to know what you guys think. How many emails do you think they get a day at his school, which is an NAIA level? And they're one of the best in the country, I will say, for NAIA. How many do you think they get? Tell me, I want to know. Tell me down below. Whoever gets it right, I'll give you a gift right now for free. And I'm talking about a day. I'm not talking about a month. And I'll tell you the month number. We can do the math on it, or somebody can do the math. So how many emails do you think they get on average a day? And you guys are shooting real high. That's actually good, because if you think they're getting that many emails, do you think that you have a chance of being recruited through email? Okay, so again, this is NAIA. I'm going to let you guys put a couple more guesses in there before. Let's see. I like that you guys are putting some good guesses, man. It's good. It's good. Because I'm talking about NAIA now. I'm not talking about NCAA D1. Okay, so here's the thing. Getting close. We're getting pretty close. Some people are getting real close. It's pretty interesting, man. It's very interesting. I like you guys putting these numbers out. So my buddy, who's coached college, he's going on his ninth year now at the NAIA level for a good school. He's getting 45 emails a day. Okay? So somebody do the math for me real quick. Do 45 times 30. Tell me how many emails that is a month. How many emails do you think that is a month? 45 times 30. How many emails? Okay? Do the math. Somebody put the math down here, bro. What's the math? 45. There you go. 1350 right there. So they're getting over 1,000 emails a month at the NAIA level. So now imagine Division 1, like a good school, D1. Even if it's not good school, imagine how many you think they're getting. It's stupid. It's stupid the number of emails that they're getting at the college D1 level, even at NAIA. And you know what the guy told me from the NAIA school? Good friend of mine. He's like, yeah, we delete 90% of them on the jump. Too many issues with the email, just on the letter, like the head of the email. Too many errors, we don't look at them. Delete. Bye. And then there's some that they do open and they delete immediately. Why? Spelling error, hey coach, comma. Not even putting the coach's name, just coach, comma. Little basic mistakes that will take you off somebody's list immediately. So think about how hard that is for people that want to go to the next level. And there's so many emails that these guys are getting. It's crazy. So why do you think your kid has a chance? Well, here's the key. You need to find out how to stand out. And I'm going to give you one way. Okay, I'm going to give you one way that you can stand out. It's actually from my college recruiting book. It's from my college recruiting course. And that way is a phone call. Now, there are rules in terms of when you can call schools and whatnot. You need to be mindful of that. But it's a phone call. The NAIA coach that I spoke to, a good friend of mine, he said that in his 8 years of coaching college, he's only ever received one phone call. So somebody called him. I'm not saying that he called them. A player called him. That's huge. That's huge. And that's a huge ploy and thing that you need to do if you want to go to a specific school. But I do need you to be mindful, okay? Every school that you want to go to has positional needs. They're looking for a specific player every specific year. So for example, UCF in 2024, they may need to look for a number 9 or a right wing, so a 7, right? And you might play center back and they don't need you because you're not in their positional need. So those are things that happen to everybody. And yes, Michael, this does apply to women's soccer, the same process, the same thing, very competitive. Okay, so you guys need to make sure you understand that. Okay, and there's another thing I wanted to add real quick. Don't let me forget. Sorry, my notes are kind of gone. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, it's very, very hard. Very, very hard, and it's not easy for anybody. Okay, and like I said, they're recruiting internationals. It's so easy for them. They can make one phone call and get a bunch of international kids. Like when I went to college I started in 2011 and I graduated 2015, right? My coach at the time recruited 3 guys from France that he never even saw live. He just watched the video. And recruited 3 guys from France to come over to our school. So it's 300% worse now because they don't even need to look at video. They have so many conversations with colleges and recruiters and whatnot. They can get kids like this, like nothing. Okay? So, yeah, that's really important. And then the other thing is really the reality of your level. You know, where are you actually at? Okay? And then I think it was the same question you asked me. I want to read it. I apologize. Where is it? Jules. Okay, so what route should a player take? Let me actually answer your question. I kind of went on a tangent. Okay, so what route should a player take? Good question. If you're not in an MLS academy, here's my recommendation. Okay, don't play MLS next unless you're going to play up. So let's say you're a U15 and you can go play U19. That might work. That's okay, maybe. Okay, but if you're going to be stuck playing your age group, get out. That's my honest opinion. You may not like it, but that is my honest opinion. Get out. Okay? If you want to play, so what should you do, to answer your question? If I was in your shoes and I'm 15 years old, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday and the day before, go play adult. So we have 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds with our organization, with High Soccer, playing against UPSL teams, or we're in the UPSL playing UPSL. So that's what I would do. I would go play adult, because if you can dominate at adult, you're way more marketable, one. Two, think about the guys that they're recruiting. So again, the guy I talked about from Getafe B, he's a 19 or 20. He's a 19 or 20-year-old from Spain that came here now. Our kids are graduating high school at 17 and 18. So let's say he's 20. He's a 20-year-old. He already has 2 or 3 years, if not 4 years, playing at a much higher level than MLS Next. How are you going to compete with that? Right? So my recommendation, if you have the level at 15 years old or 16 years old, go play adult level competition and stand out and dominate. That's what you need to understand. That's going to make you look real good. 1, 2, that's going to make you more prepared. 3, you can actually go somewhere from that. There's guys that go from UPSL as an example, and they're going into professional. They're signing with MLS clubs because they do so well and they're young. So those things you need to think about, okay? Michael said, how would you recommend identifying a school's need at a specific position? How would I identify that? So if I'm in your shoes, I got to tell you the truth. Ask the question. That's it. Hey, coach, I see that you're graduating 2 girls this year. What do you need to replace them with? You know, for example, like if you know that they're going to graduate 5 seniors, look at their positions. And then you can also see, were they a starter? Were they not a starter, by doing the research? You can look up the stats. You know, how many games did they play? How many goals did they score? How many starts? All that stuff. It'll be on the website. You can look all that up. And then ask the question. You know, talk with the coach. Hey, coach, you know, what do you think you need for the next season? He'll tell you. He's not going to lie to you, because the thing that you guys don't get about college is it's their life, right? They don't care about you. They don't care about the kids. They don't care about you as a player. They damn well don't care about the parents. I want to make sure you guys understand that, because it's very, very important that you understand that they have a job on the line and they have a family to feed. Their job is to win. Their athletic director might not say it, but everybody knows in the college game their job is to win. And if they're not winning, they will get fired. So they don't care about your feelings and whatnot, like, at all. And there's more stuff I want to say. I'm just not going to do it today. I'll put one out that says, you know, maybe a little bit more explicit, and I'll go into detail with it. But, you know, I think that'll help. So I do want to start inviting people. I do want to start inviting people in that want to have a conversation with me on live discussing their child. So, Michael, do you want to be somebody that steps in and have a conversation? Because you've been asking a lot of good questions. It'd be cool to have a conversation about if you want. So anybody that wants to have a conversation with me about their child's situation or any questions in general, I'm happy to answer. I love inviting people on to have a conversation. So if you do, put a question in here and I'll invite you in, man. I think it's great to talk to people that want to learn. I'm here to help. That's why I'm doing this. This is a Sunday on my Mother's Day. I got family right here, and I'm like, you know what? Let me do a live because I want to help somebody. So let me know if you want to jump in the live. Put a question in. Let me know. I'll invite you in. You'll come on the screen, and we'll have a conversation, engage. Happy to do that, bro, all day. So let me know who wants to have a conversation. Maddie said, my 2013 10-year-old is technical. I had him try out for 2012. He did well, but coach wants him in this age group because I feel they need help. Yeah, you see, so they're not even doing it for you, Maddie, because of your child's improvement. They're doing it because they want to keep somebody. So just make sure you're aware of that stuff. So yeah, keep that on the loop, man. So who wants to jump in on this call? Who wants to be on the screen with me, having a conversation, asking questions about your kid, their situation, ideas, whatever. Michael does. Done. Let's see. Let me add you, Michael. Go live with Michael. There we go. I'm trying to add you, Michael, right now. Sorry. Let's see. Trying to make it happen right now, Mike. Just sent you the invitation. Baz, what is your question? After I finish with Michael, I can get you added in, not a problem. But just let me know what your question is. Michael, did you get the invitation? It says you're in the video. It's weird. Michael, you there? Let's see. It says, Michael, you're unable to join. Let me try one more time. Let me try one more time. Go live with Michael. See an invitation again, Michael. Somebody asked me, where's the question? Hi, Kyle. What do you think is the percentage of international players versus American kids at the top college programs? You want the truth? Juan David, do you want the truth? Let me know if you want the truth, Juan David, because I can tell you the truth, and you may not like it. Remember, I have a giveaway that I'm going to do right after this live, or not after live, but I'm going to explain to you how it works. If you want to learn how you can get something from me that's of great value, completely free, stay on till the end, and you'll find out. I think we're having a problem here, Michael, of getting you into the call. So try and maybe like come back in. Let's see. So Juan David, let me invite you in and let's have a conversation. So Juan David, I'm inviting you in, bro. Let's do it. And I think that'll be a good conversation to have. Let's see. Come on, man. Why are we struggling to get people into this call? It says you're invited. Juan David, I invited you. Did you get it? My son played 2012 last year after watching him play in tryouts with 2013. I see he used the time to work with Fitz. Please, good or bad.
Hi, Kyle.
Hi,
how are you?
Juan David, this is you?
Yes, sir.
Madaho, ¿cómo está? ¿Todo bien?
Todo bien, mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto también. How's everything, bro?
Doing pretty good, man. I really admire you, man. I've been following you for a month already, and you are hitting a soft spot for me.
Cool. What's your point? What's your pain point?
So I'm from Colombia. Yeah. I grew up playing soccer and
so you know the difference.
Yes. Funny thing is it's hard to explain, but we grew up just playing ball on the streets.
Yeah, you grew up with the ball.
And yes, you did it for. I mean, you play until 10 p.m. at night, right? Now my kid, they don't play in the neighborhood. Our kids, we have to pay to play, right? Unfortunately, you don't tell your kid, hey, go and play with your kids on the street, right? That's not a thing anymore. So exactly. So the technicality, the heart is not there in our country. So you have to find another way to make it happen. What I do like about American programs and the American schools is that I see American kids are very technical.
Yeah, they are.
They are. I mean, and very athletic. And you have the management here to lead them. For instance, you have great fields here.
Yeah.
Like the grass are perfect. If I would have played in that grass growing up, I would have been who knows
way better. Yeah, I get it. You know, I got kids in Colombia right now, bro, so I understand. And they're playing on dirt patches, and they're playing. 2 of them are playing for America de Cali, the academy.
Oh wow!
And they play on dirt patches, bro. It's crazy. And they're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Yeah, no, but I think there is a way here to take the good of this system and take these kids to a next level. Like I see guys hitting with their left, playing with their left, with their right. Yeah. One thing that American players have that I love is how their endurance.
Yeah.
American kids will play for 95 minutes and play. Unfortunately, they are not as creative.
For sure.
And I think you hit that home every time. The technical aspect is very important.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
And I'm raising my kid. He's going to turn 8 and have him in an academy, and I'm very happy with the experience. My goal right now is for him to like it, period.
Yeah.
But I would love for him to go to college because I think that's just an amazing experience to do both. Yeah. Something that in Latin America you cannot have.
Yeah.
in Latin America, you grew up poor and you are hungry, and that's why you make it pro.
Correct.
Our
Yeah.
kids,
It's life or death.
exactly. Our kids arrive in a SUV, AC, and they're thinking about their snacks at the end of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You're right about that, brother.
so you just gotta keep them hungry somehow, right? So that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
That
Well,
is
and that's the thing. You asked the question. So, like, how many players? I would say at most colleges, like good colleges, they're going to be 70% international minimum.
yeah,
But again, like they have more experience. They're stronger mentally. They've played at a higher level. So again, if you're a college coach, why would you not go get the international
exactly.
kid? Why are you going to go pick up a kid from MLS Next that have to listen to mom and dad the whole time?
Exactly.
You're not going to do it.
And that would be my life, right? If I go to college in America and
Yeah.
that way out from poverty,
Yeah, poverty. Yeah.
I will die on that field to give my best.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. You don't have a choice. You either die or you make it. It's one or the other.
Exactly.
So no,
So
I get it, bro. I totally get it.
So
I
it's
totally understand.
30. That's the percentage.
I would say, like for example, I went to a school called St. Leo University near Tampa, which was Division II. It was a top Division II school at the time, and I can't give you the exact percentage in my head this quickly, but we had a 36-man roster, and we only had 6 Americans, and I was one of the 6. The rest were international, so that's even higher.
Yeah.
So, and again, I gave the example of UCF. UCF's entire starting 11 is international. There's not one American kid that starts at UCF.
Yeah.
So there might be some on the roster, but that does not mean they are playing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like that's what like the key thing is starters or like subs. Like how many of them are playing?
Yeah.
Not many, bro.
Yeah.
It's not many kids doing it. So that's the thing that people don't understand is it's such a small number, and it's literally only getting worse.
I see, for instance, programs like Wake Forest,
Yeah.
for instance, which is top 10 perhaps, and their best players are from Spain, England, and somewhere in Africa.
Right.
And that's it.
That's it.
So
Completely. They're not. That's it, man.
I'm glad we have you to keep an equalizer somewhat to teach us how to do it.
I just got to a point where I'm like, it's better to just tell the truth than lie
You
to
are.
people, and people need to hear the truth. So that's what I decided to do.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, no worries, bro. I appreciate you. Have a good day, man.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. My dog, look who just got here. Piloto. Hey, you got to introduce him. So, all right, let me see if I can get Michael in here. Hold on, Michael. I'm going to add you in right now. My boy just got here. That's the problem. Where is Michael at? Michael. Michael, there you are. Michael, let's try again. Let's add. Go live with Michael. There you go, Michael. I just sent you invitation. All right, let's see how I can help, Mike. Hopefully this will work this time. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's crazy, man. The system's only getting harder. It's getting worse. Remember, man, I got stuff I'm going to be giving away today, or at least I'm going to start the conversation for today. Probably give it away on Tuesday. So if you want to learn how to do it, and how to get it, and how to win something that's good value to you, stay tuned, okay? Michael, you getting on? What happened? What, do you not got service or something? What's up? But yeah, so guys, throw your questions on. If you got questions about some of the topics, throw them in while I'm waiting for Michael to jump on the call. More than happy to discuss and get things ready. And I'm not going to have too much more time because I do have to leave shortly. I got a UPSL game I got to go to. And let's see. So, but go ahead. How we doing, Michael? Still struggling to get in? Yeah, it didn't work. Try one more time. Michael, I sent your request. Accept. Maddie's asking me. Maddie, you want to talk about it? I can put you in.
What's up, man?
Finally, here we go.
I'm kind of out in the soccer field or lacrosse field right now.
No worries.
Soccer field next
Praise, bro.
Yeah, man.
How's everything? You okay?
Fantastic, man. All is well. How about you and yours?
Living the dream, brother. Another day in paradise.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Question for you, man.
Yeah.
How do you, as a coach and a trainer, I guess, approach setting and tracking the progress of young players, and what roles do parents specifically play in supporting that on and off the field?
Okay, so you were kind of hard to understand. Can you ask that question again? I'm sorry.
Yeah. How do you approach setting goals and tracking progress of young players? And what role do parents play in supporting their child's development on and off the field?
Got it. Good question. So let's start with the first part. How do parents, or the second part, how do parents support that?
Yeah.
Obviously, I would say one, encouraging kids to make sure, like this is the thing that is the biggest problem for me, is parents think that kids go to club soccer, especially in this country, and that the club will offer everything that they need. Doesn't exist. The kids need to be practicing at home. That's the first and foremost thing. If the kid is not practicing at home, do not be surprised if they're not getting better.
Gotcha.
Because if you train 2 or 3 days a week and you're not practicing, it's over. It's not enough. I should say it's not enough if the kid has a long-term goal, D1, for example, or
Understood.
pro. That's very important. So how do I track it? On the flip side of that conversation is we have a report card is the best, like, you know how you get one in school.
Sure.
We have one for soccer, so we break it down for each element. So we have one for technique, we have one for tactics, for individual tactics, team tactics. We have defensive work, we have work, physical stuff, and even stuff for goalkeepers. We rate them and give parents feedback that way. And we say, hey, and then we write some notes saying, hey, this is what we think your child needs to work on based on the rankings and stuff.
Gotcha.
So we do that based on age or based on the group that they're playing with. And what I will say though with this, and this is really important, is a lot of organizations will lie in that aspect, because you can be, for example, on the third team, because I've seen this happen. There's a kid that I was training that was on the third team of a club, and the coach told him, hey, you're the best player here. It's great what you do. And I'm like, and I told the dad, I'm like, dude, she's on the third team, not the top team.
Yeah.
The thing should be saying, hey, if you want to go to the next level up, these are the things you need to improve on.
Gotcha.
So there's a lot of things that are not necessarily clear and accurate, if that makes sense, that people are just kind of bypassing.
Yeah.
So like I always tell people with us, like at least when you come to me, I'd rather tell you the truth, even if you don't like it, because at least I know I'm telling you what I feel is correct. And you may not like that, but at least I'm telling you the truth. But all these other places will lie to you and say, well, your kid's on the third team, but he's the best player here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So those are the little things you got to be mindful of. And if you need stuff like to work on at home, I have a program you can get from my BioLink completely free that you can have your. How old is your son or daughter?
9-year-old daughter
Yeah.
who plays on the top team of her club.
Cool. So if you need extra stuff to work on at home, I have stuff that you can get in my BioLink in 2 minutes, and it's free.
Definitely, we'll check that out.
Yeah, no worries, man.
What are some? You always talk about clubs and academies. What are some qualities that you feel, I guess, would be qualities that you would consider good for a club?
Woo! That's such an open-ended question, but I'll try and give you the 30
Maybe
second feel, right?
maybe like 3 things or the top 5 things. Maybe I don't know. Whatever.
So a lot's going to depend on age.
Okay.
Right. So let's say your son. Okay. So, and if you were in my live call yesterday, if you weren't, I'll just explain it. But basically, like what I would do if I had a kid at your age, because you said he's 9, correct?
Yeah, 2009, a daughter. Yeah.
So their birth year is 2009, or they're U9?
No. U10, 2013, girl.
Got it. Okay. So U10. So I would still be doing like just overloads of technical work, which would mean like juggling, dribbling, ball skills, 1v1s. So I would do about 40 minutes of that, because my goal, again, because I'm looking at this, hey, I'm trying to develop the next level or next generation of players.
Okay.
The ball skill of the kid has to be so damn good. Like it's got to be so high that everybody's coming up to you going, who the hell is this kid and what did you do?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then that's what I would focus on. And then they would do like a lot of small-sided stuff like 2v1s, 2v2s, 3v2s at that age. And that's it. Because what I would try and do is master those elements.
Okay.
Because once you master those little ones, it makes your life way easier when you start getting older. Because what I see in this country is too many people are skipping those steps.
Gotcha.
So it just depends on the goal. If your daughter says, hey, I want to be a pro, dude, she's got to be an individual beast where everybody's coming up to you after the game going, who is your kid and what did you do?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because again, like if your daughter says, hey, I want to be pro, it's not like, let's say you keep the entire team together for 10 years. One kid's going to make that, not the team. So we're banking on your daughter making it because she's the best one there. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's what the focus, in my opinion, has got to be on if we're talking about the long term. If we're talking about short term, then people do whatever they do now and you'll get away with it.
That's awesome. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Last question. Your post, you mentioned giving away one of your gems and nuggets. I believe is a Croatian development guide. Tell me about that.
Woo! I'll tell you about it. That is the best book I have ever read in my entire life in terms of youth development.
Yeah.
It was written by a guy that they call like a soccer doctor.
Okay.
So he's a PhD in soccer development. I've read it 3 times. I'm currently reading it the 4th time, and every single time I read it, it blows my mind away. You can find it on Amazon. I don't make a single dollar from this book, so I have no commission on it. But it's, dude, the information in that book is mind blowing. Because one of the things they'll tell you is, for example, at U9, they're like, look, do not take the training above 2 versus 1.
Okay.
Just 2 versus 1 until they master it, and then the next year you change it. Because again, they're looking at this from a long-term play, not a short-term play.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Are you familiar with Tom Byer?
Yeah.
Soccer at Home?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Same
great guy,
concept.
man. And it's just, I've kind of taken his approach prior to even learning about his philosophy.
Yeah.
Just everything begins at home. And
It does.
it's just fascinating to me, man. I'm seeing the fruits of that. And, I see some similarities in your approach as well to, it really doesn't matter what you do at club as far as the training. It really starts at home.
Doesn't.
So it's just great to hear, man.
Well, I mean, think about this. Like, okay, so this is more on the boys' side, but let's take it this way. So I live in Orlando. There's Orlando City Academy.
Okay.
Right? So they have U12, U15, and U17. That's completely free. You do not pay anything for it.
Wow.
And they're picking players to make a team. So to relate that back to you is they're going to pick the best players they think they can get per position, by the way.
Yeah.
They're not taking, for example, Coach Kyle's soccer team and bringing them to Orlando City Academy. They're picking this kid from this club, this kid from this club, this kid from here, this kid from here, this kid from here, based on their qualities in the position. That's what they're doing. So that's why I say it's about one kid. It's not about the whole picture, about the team. It's can they put it? You need to have the individual needs to be really good before you can make a team really good.
Absolutely. So that's great, man. Well, that's all I got, man. But I appreciate you inviting me on, man. This was
no
fantastic.
worries, bro. Just here to help. Just here to help.
Appreciate.
I appreciate it, man. No worries. I'll talk to you.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right. I can add one more because then I need to go. We got some nice music on here. I'm up at the pool, man. Just trying to relax. Maddie, let me invite you in so we can do this call, bro. And I'll tell you about ECNL. Let's see.
Hey, hi. How are you?
What's going on, boss?
So this is the issue I have here, like in Long Island. Long Island, New York. So the problem that I have here, every soccer academy, I have my son like already like 4 different soccer academies.
Yeah.
And I've been teaching my son since he's like so small, like a lot of like, Maradona, scissors, body feints. But it's very frowned upon here. No matter where I go, they go like pass, Matthew, pass, Matthew, pass. But every time I take him to a tryout to a different academy for other teams, they love it. They love it because they say, wow, he's very technical. Yeah. I want him on my team. Of course. But then as soon as he gets to the academy, the passing is pass.
Yeah.
Right. But and then it kills his creativity. He always gets yelled at for not passing. Mm-hmm. And the other thing here in Long Island, there's like 2 clubs that do ECNL, and they promote it so much. Yeah. And I can have my son also play up a year up, but every time they say it's like, oh no, our 2013s need help. So I don't know what to do. Like with all these prices everywhere. Like right now, I just switch him to a different academy. They say, oh, he's very technical. I want him. So I signed him up, but now they want to lock him in like today, and they don't even have tryouts yet. But I told them no. But they still want him, so they're willing to wait for him. But this is what I mean, the whole issue with soccer development. So I'm actually going to take him probably because I'm from Peru, so I'm actually going to take him for like a month out there to actually learn a different way of soccer.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. So do you have a question though, or what?
So my question is like, what should I do? Like now we're in tryouts, and I want to know like what is best, because the coaching here, I don't know. I don't know like what to do for him to develop further.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I had somebody come up to you. Ask that question again.
So like I guess my question is like, what should I do for his age? Mm-hmm. He's 2013. He just turned 10. And so if I want him to at least play up a year, they say that the other age group needs help, so they want to have him play there, so they don't even put him in a year up. Even though at tryouts he's a lot better than a lot of their 2012s.
Well, you
I don't
know why they're doing that, right?
Yeah, because it makes the club look better.
Exactly. They don't care about it. Like, based on again, I don't know your organization, but based on what you're telling me, they don't care about your kid, bro. They're just putting them because they need to make that team look better because they have other parents that they need to appease to.
Right.
Right. I mean that's what it tells you. So this is why I've had multiple people ask me, hey Kyle, can you recommend a club? And this is what I tell people. I can't because I don't know any program, any club that has a curriculum that everybody is following in this country. I don't know of one. There might be one. I'm not saying there isn't one. I don't know of one. So the key for people is you need to find a coach that believes in the development process and allows your kid the freedom to create. Because the problem is parents will always say the kids need to pass because they're uneducated. Now,
right.
Your child, of course, like anybody, has to learn eventually when to pass, why to pass, how to pass, right? I mean, there's a timeline and a place to do that. Right? I mean, everybody knows that. So, but at your son's age, dude, he should be dribbling as much as possible. There's no reason that he's not dribbling, to be completely honest with you. He should be freaking going 1v1, doesn't matter where he's on the field. Obviously, there's going to be points, like I said, where he's going to be learning the rights and the wrongs about it. And then the coach and parent, and his mom need to be helping him and advising him on the right ways to do that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
I do that.
If I were in your shoes, I would find a coach that has a similar idea to like me as the example, just because I'm on the call with you, that says it's okay for your kids to take risks and dribble. Because that's what dribbling is. It's a risk. You're going to go one-on-one and you have a chance of losing the ball. By the way, passing's a risk. Unless you pass backwards, it's not a risk.
Right.
So everything is risk and reward, right? So that's the key here. There's options and decisions.
Right.
And parents and a lot of coaches, because they have the pressure of needing to win, is they take the they take the decisions away from the kids because they want to win.
Right. My other question is, what are your thoughts on ECNL? Because that's something that's being like promoted a lot here.
You want the truth,
where I'm at.
Or do you want me to lie?
I want the truth, man. I like honesty.
So I'll give you an example, right? It's a badge on your shoulder. So, like I said earlier, does it give you potentially a platform where you can have exposure? Yes. But I will tell you this, and this is really important. So I talked to a friend of mine. Again, he's a Division I college coach, 15 years. Really good guy, and he gave me a bunch of stuff. And this is something that he said, because I tell people all the time, don't play high school. And he's like, and what does ECNL do? They give you a break so you can play high school. So when I'm talking to my buddy, because I had a kid that I was on a call with from my own club, and he was considering leaving and ended up staying or whatnot. But anyways, he was like, the dad was like, well, I wanted him to play high school and you guys didn't want him to. And I'm like, yes, because colleges don't want you to. So the guy there that was sitting with us, who's the Division I coach, he's like, listen, he's like, college coaches that are D1, really any division, but he's focusing on D1. If they hear that you play high school, your name will be scratched from their list.
Wow.
They don't want you playing high school because, and this is again, I'm not going to say it word for word, but I'm paraphrasing. If you play high school, you are not serious. That's what he said, the D1 coach, for 15 years.
Wow.
So right there, that tells me that the ECNL business model is flawed, but they're marketing it as this crazy program where you will get recruited. Do kids get recruited? Yes, but you can get recruited from anything. All you have to do is be in contact with the coaches.
Right, I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. So, and then my last question is, so like, all right, so if I do find the right coach, but like, I hear a lot what you say that I had like having my son like play up 2 years up. A lot of clubs won't allow that. Like, I mean, I'm even noticing right now they don't even allow him to play a year up. Right. But I feel like you know, like I'm from Peru. Like again, like the other guy was saying, like he comes from Colombia. We're like street soccer.
Yep.
So like, and I can tell you right away, a lot of my friends, they're like 2-3 years older than me, and I'm here. My level of skill is a lot better than a lot of kids when I started playing here in America when I was 13.
Right.
You know, because I'm used to playing physical, more skillful players than I was. There, you know, they were 3 years up. But a lot of academies here, they don't want to. They say that they should be playing at their age group. Yeah. Even though the kids probably could play us, but they don't allow it.
Yeah, but again, like the thing that people need to understand is, and same thing in your shoes, the organizations doing that are trying to take advantage of parents that don't know any better. Because again, you said you're from Peru, right?
Right.
Okay, so you have, at least hopefully more of an understanding of football than most people. So Messi was playing pro at 16 years old. Now, obviously, that's an extreme example.
Right.
But, like, if you're good enough, you are old enough at the same time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if your son's good enough, there's no reason that your son should not be able to play 1 to 2 years up. And I at his age, I always set the barometer at 2 because anything more than that's going to be really, really hard unless he's really, really good.
Right.
Like, for example, there's a kid on my team. He's a 2010, so he's a U13, but he's playing U15.
Wow.
He's very small. If he was bigger, I would already have him training with my UPSL team, which is it's all kids, so it's 15 and 16-year-olds playing in an adult league. But he's skilled enough. He's just not physically big enough yet.
Right.
So if he gets that part, so he's already playing 2 years up. If he gets that part in the next year, he'll be able to play 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years up.
Right. No, makes sense.
But again, I'm a guy that cares about development. I don't care, like, me winning something, like me winning a trophy doesn't mean anything to me. A trophy to me is kids leaving my program, going to Division I college, getting scholarships, becoming pro. That's my trophy. But that's not how most people view this. They look at, hey, I need to put my kids in these events to win because then I'm going to get more kids.
Right.
So it's just that fight, bro, over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Great. Yeah. No. Thank you. I appreciate your input. It does help a lot.
Yeah. No worries, man. I'm here to help. And just so everyone knows, I will be doing another live on Tuesday. I'm going to have a guy that plays for a European Pro Academy. His name is Nick, and I helped develop him along that process. But we'll talk about that on Tuesday, 2 p.m. So, any other questions, man?
That's it.
Cool, man. I really appreciate you. Thanks for jumping in. Have a good day, bro.
You too. Bye.
All right, so I got to actually run. I got to get ready for a game, but I will tell you this before I leave. Like I said, I'm going to have a giveaway going on, and this is how you can be entered to win. I'm going to be posting videos every single day, as you guys know, and I'm going to be giving away free programming. So I have online courses that I do charge a lot for because I put in hours and hours of work for them. One is a college recruiting course that literally walks you through from A to Z how to become a college student athlete. One is how to develop the mental side of your game, which is called the Pro Mindset. And then the final one is a development plan that helps you, like, really fine tune everything to be ready to play. So if you want to be entered to win, okay, you're going to, what I need you to do is like, comment, and share the videos that I post, okay? And the comment that you need to write is, you need to write the following: I want a free program. Or let's just do this, free program. That's what I want. So just write free program, and actually, better yet, I'm going to do this. You got to use this hashtag. If you want the program, hashtag youth soccer is spit. That's what it's going to be. I changed my mind. I've changed my mind 3 times already. But it's going to be, I'm going to write it here in the chat, youth soccer is spit. So that's the hashtag you need to use when you go into the videos, because I'm going to do it for the next week. So today's Sunday. I'm going to finish it on the next Sunday, and then I will be giving away free courses to probably 5 people of their choosing, so they can pick one of the 3. So when I post the content for the next week, my next reels, so the reel that I post today, which is coming out very soon, and the reels for the rest of the week, you need to write, you need to comment, you need to like, comment, youth soccer is spit, and then as well share and use the same hashtag, and then you will be entered to win a course. And these are $300 plus courses that I have that are all centered around those things. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And I do keep all of these videos in my subscribe. So if you want to get access to them, if you're just joining late, or you want to rewatch them for content, then please come back, get them on the subscribe, and you get access to them, all of them. So next live for sure will be Tuesday at 2 p.m. And I'll see you guys soon, man. Enjoy. And we have a live stream of our game today, UPSL. It is our kids playing, so 15 and 16-year-old playing against adults. And yeah, that's it. You guys have a good day. Stay tuned.